Hello everyone and welcome to the OpenTalks episode number 6. In this episode, we are going to talk about Windows 11. Other things are like Apple using private relay in iCloud Plus subscription. So it is kind of a paid solution, but it is kind of good considering your privacy. Other than that, 780 GBs of data from EA got leaked. EA is you all know it's a esports company. I mean it right. So it creates games in those things. But there was a huge breach for their in their database. So and that's also a weird thing. Other than that, Samsung has implemented something really good. People are going towards software privacy features and kind of Apple and Google. Both of them are trying to implement something related to privacy on their software, but Samsung has done it on the hardware side. So I mean, obviously, hardware is always good. When you can implement something in hardware, that's absolutely amazing thing. Other than that, Tim Cook is apparently talking about Android. Generally Apple doesn't even give a shit about Android, right? But now they are talking about Android and they are saying Android, like how Apple is superior compared to Apple's iOS is superior compared to Android in case of malwares and those things. So apparently that's true, but it is complicated. So let's talk about that also. So yeah, with us right now we have Windows 11 installed in a VM, right? And giving you the history, Windows 11, like we predicted in the last podcast, that it will be a combination of Windows X plus Windows 10, right? Like in the last podcast we told, and it is true. It is going to be released on 24th of June, but someone has leaked the ISO, and yeah, I mean it could be a purposeful leak also. Microsoft does that also sometimes, but let's see how does it look. So, Abraham, can you show how Windows 11 looks?
Okay, so let me go to the screen. This is the VM, and one thing we can see for sure is that the Windows logo looks flat, right? I mean, like it,
Oh man, oh
first they tilted it, right? I mean, the first
yeah,
idea was to have the flat logo, if you remember, right? I mean,
yeah,
Windows
yeah,
started with the flat logo, then they
yeah.
tilted it. Now they are like flat, making it flat again, right?
It's and I saw one more meme on that also. Like Windows 10's logo was something like this, right? I mean, tilted in this direction.
Yes.
Windows 11 is this. Windows 12 will be this, and Windows 13 will be this. Literally this. So
Oh,
yeah, and people are making memes already.
I mean, can't they just hire some kind of a designer? I mean, just the tilting. I mean, that is it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the only thing they can come up with, like the tilts, right? I mean, after the
correct.
Windows XP, the logo looked, I mean, like this forever, right? I mean, Windows 7 also it looked like Windows XP logo, right? I mean,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
going, right?
right. Correct, correct, correct.
After that, it's just flat. It is not
Hmm.
colorful. It is same colors. And it actually boots up with this logo, right? I mean, even the boot screen, it is basically this logo, right?
That looks weird. I mean, Windows 10's logo was comparatively good compared to Windows 7, but just a flat square with four subsquares. It looks, I mean, old design kind of thing.
And one more thing is, it feels weird because the space between the tiles is really really small, right? Like
Oh man,
bigger, right? Back then,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
now it is like I don't know. It feels like they have decreased the
Hmm.
bezel or something in the window, right?
Okay. Okay.
And Windows is basically like a, Bill Gates basically saw like some reflection of a window and basically made the thing, right? That is the whole
Yeah.
idea, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a cool idea.
so maybe like now they are making Windows with less bezels, like you know,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, like I
That's
mean
interesting.
speculation, right? I mean, are they
Correct.
planning to do that? Um, yes, for me, Windows 11 is like a mixed opinion, right? I mean, I like some of the idea, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so one thing is that this right-click context menu should actually look round, which it doesn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Right.
so I don't know what is wrong with that. Like I mean, like some kind of a driver issue or something. But it
Hmm.
should be round, right? And I think the round actually is perfect. Like it is.
Yeah.
It actually has a modern touch to it. Like
Yeah.
round
I
is better.
mean, like first was KD, right? Like the literal first implementer was KD. Then macOS came in, and then they implemented in their Big Sur. Now the last is Windows. So yeah.
So yeah, I mean everyone is going towards the round thing, right? I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
that good with rounding the displays, right? Like little displays,
Mhm.
but round UI elements, I mean, I can live with it. Like that
Yeah.
is really good, and it
Right.
has a feel of not having a pointiness, right? I mean, the old
Correct. Correct.
feel, right?
Yeah. So it
Um,
looks good.
but one thing actually people were all bashing about is
Mhm.
the scroll bar, actually, right? I mean,
Oh.
something
Okay.
like let me go here.
Hmm.
Let me make it really small. So here you can see the scroll bar, right? So
Yeah.
if you go out, then it kind of shrinks a little, right?
Okay. Okay.
It looks weird, like it's
Hmm.
just that. But the thing is, if you kind of do something else, maybe like maybe some installation or something,
Yeah.
then you will get a scroll bar which is absolutely different from this. So let me like
I think that is just Windows being Windows. Like some of the some part of the OS will be themed in this way, some part of the OS will be themed in that way. That's how it has been, right? So
it is like people were literally complaining, like you know installation is like Windows 7 bar. The next button looks
correct.
like literally looks like ancient, right? In the
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
that setup,
Correct.
and the scroll bar is from Windows 10, right?
Just
And the
okay.
back button looks like
Yeah,
Windows 7, from the Windows 7 era, right? The round back
yeah,
button,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
and after installation, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you get the greeting, right? Like you have to
Okay.
set up username and those kind of things.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
actually the scroll bar is also weird
Okay.
because now they went back to Windows 10 scroll bar,
Oh, I see. Right.
right? I mean, seriously, like I
Yeah.
don't know if this thing is complete, right? I mean, maybe like
Yeah.
they
I
haven't really.
Yeah, I think it's like on 24 they was just going to show off some of the teasers, right? Kind of some teasers of the OS, and then maybe they will take 1 2 months to release a developer review, and then maybe 1 month for beta, and then maybe 2 3 months for final release. I guess that's what their plan was. So definitely this is unfinished software. Let's hope that it all looks good at the end.
Okay, so one thing is like let's go ahead and open this, right? So here you can see this is like this bar, right? I mean, this is Windows
Yeah,
10 kind of
yeah,
bar. And if I
correct,
go from this, it kind of hides it. That is absolutely how it should be, right? Implemented.
correct.
Here you can see that it kind of maximizes, but it doesn't minimize it. Right? It's just there. And people are actually complaining about that, like being
Yeah.
that. And one person who actually complained about it a lot is actually uh, the Linux gamer, right? The YouTube channel, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he was like literally saying, "What the hell? Like this should not be like this, right?" He didn't
Yeah.
also, I guess, the way that the Windows kind of has that effect when you move the mouse across the settings, right? I mean, when you move
Mhm.
across the settings, it kind of
Yes.
hides. for me it is not working, right? I mean, it should be a graphics acceleration issue.
Yeah. It should be hardware issues. Yeah,
So normally it just highlights stuff
correct.
when the mouse moves across the settings. But I think that
Right.
actually gives a good feeling to it, right? I mean, like a
Hmm.
live feeling to it. Like,
Yeah,
I actually do disagree with that person.
yeah. It looks good, right?
It looks absolutely good. One thing I do agree with is the icons. Actually, the choice of icons are really amazing. Like,
And like, right, that is absolutely true. And one more thing, like, can you switch to dark theme? Like, dark theme looks
okay. The thing is,
particularly on this
I
build.
think I do have personalization because of yeah. This is one thing I have to say, right? I mean, normally Windows gives a 30-day evaluation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But with this, there is no 30-day evaluation. Like from the day
Okay.
one itself, it doesn't allow me to like customize
Oh
anymore.
man. Okay.
So I
Like
don't want
I
to try any of the settings like changing
okay. Okay.
behavior thing.
Then it's fine. Like the thing is that dark mode on Windows 10 and dark mode on Windows 11 looks completely different in the
Oh,
sense of the blurs, right? The blurs in Windows 11 in dark mode looks way good, way good. So like like you have to see
for me,
like
I
to
think
feel
the
it.
acceleration itself is not working. So
Yeah,
whatever you're saying might not
then
be
there is no
that
then there is no yeah,
visible, right? I
yeah,
mean, here in
yeah,
the settings app, actually, this should be transparent. Actually, this part
yeah.
should be kind of like translucent, right? But if you can
Mhm.
see that it is not translucent, it is not even
Mhm.
showing up the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, right.
That
Because
means
it's not
graphics acceleration is not there.
acceleration is not
Right. So one thing I hate a lot is actually like you know that you can just get task manager very easily by just right clicking anywhere on the taskbar. Like
yeah. Now it's gone.
now that is absolutely wrong. Like I mean,
Yeah, I mean, uh, I think right. This is just what I think that they will implement it afterwards. But
okay,
I have a slight feeling about it. Like otherwise, like
how
people
they
will
implement
be
people will
yeah,
be pissed off. I guess.
yeah absolutely. Like even a mediocre user also knows. I click on taskbar and click on task manager. See the processes. So, like
Like I mean,
people will
it
be
sort of feels perfect, right? I mean, taskbar right clicking use task manager. Right?
yeah, yeah, right,
Right clicking the taskbar use task manager, right? Like it just
correct,
feels perfect. Rhyme it has a
yes,
rhyme to it. I mean.
exactly.
Yeah, okay. So Task Manager got no updates, right? I mean, it
Mhm.
looks exactly
Yeah,
as
it looks exactly. I mean, if you see it seriously, then other than some of the UI changes and those things, it's literally Windows 10,
yes.
literally Windows 10.
Um,
So
One thing I have noticed is that the start menu looks like shit. I mean, uh, this
yeah,
is this is not how a desktop OS should look like. I mean, personally,
yeah,
feel this looks like a
yeah.
tablet or a
It
mobile,
shouldn't look like that.
in fact.
Yeah,
And
it
one
should
more
be more.
thing, that the icons actually
Yeah,
some of them actually seems to look like it is like taken from OS or Android even.
oh, okay,
Like for example, the settings, like see the settings. It looks like Android settings,
right,
and like some of the apps, right? I mean, it
Mhm.
looks like it is all like the clock and the
Right,
camera, right? I mean, those old things it looks like it is all borrowed from you know
correct.
Android, and
Yeah,
I mean, other than that, there is absolutely, I think, no changes. Calculator
Mhm.
looks absolutely same.
Right,
Um, and like the one thing is that these all apps which show up here
Mhm.
are not actually installed, right? The moment you click on it,
Yeah,
it's installed. So if I just
I see.
click on Spotify, then it will absolutely install Spotify, right?
Correct.
One more thing is that I tried to remove Spotify and it kind of came back. So I don't know if it's a glitch or like they deliberately did that.
Oh, man.
I
Okay.
right clicked and
First of
uninstalled
all,
and it came back.
Spotify is like the icon there itself is an advertisement, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, advertisement coming back is like it seems like a Microsoft Microsofty move.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
So I feel it is deliberate, but like if others also experience it, then yeah, like it is deliberate, I guess.
correct.
Um, okay, so I think other than that, File Explorer looks exactly the same, right? I mean, apart from the icon changes,
Yeah,
it is absolutely the same.
yeah. In theory, they are making a UWP version of File Explorer, but that is right now work in progress. So
Yeah, 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 right, right, right. The store version of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
File.
And that is shitty, right? That doesn't have any functionality as of now.
I mean, like, I think like rather than focusing on what things to add to Windows, they are
Hmm,
focusing on what are okay. Like it just works fine, and just making it look different.
correct,
But the
correct.
thing is, that Windows UI was already okay, right? I mean, it is not the best, but it is still like it was okay, right? I mean,
Hmm,
there is no need for any changes to UI in the sense.
yeah, and Windows, the whole version shift, right? I don't see a point. Like why they are calling it Windows 11, right? I mean,
Because it feels
uh,
clean.
exactly. Yeah,
It is just the UI, right? I mean, that is what changes.
yeah. I
The
mean,
UI changes mainly
they
the taskbar, right? I mean, other than that, there is not much of a change, and the scroll bar,
hmm, correct, correct, correct.
one thing I
Let's
want
hope.
to know
Like, yeah.
there is network and that thing service center. Like, or is it gone now? Oh,
Oh,
it is there. Network and Windows.
okay, okay,
Network
okay.
and service center. Okay, that is there.
Phew.
Okay, that is amazing. Okay, I want that thing to
Yeah, I
go.
mean, it is there as of now, right? That's a correct statement.
It is there as of now. Absolutely. Um, So I think what Microsoft should have done is actually added some
Mhm.
features which are not there. For example, ext4 support, right? I mean,
Exactly,
like it doesn't have
literally,
from like decades, and no one is patenting or anything with the technology. Like no one is preventing them from like,
literally, yeah, yeah. Like,
and I mean SSHFS, like they can have SSHFS.
yeah.
It's
I
that
mean, they're literally building a way to get Linux GUI apps on Windows, right? So why not these stuff, which are actually helpful?
yeah, absolutely. And one thing I like for sure is that having Windows Terminal pre-installed and the default as a
Okay,
replacing the CMD, right?
that is pretty good.
I
Right?
mean that is that like the CMD is like literally outdated, right?
Yeah,
It is like
absolutely.
a relic at this point. Windows
Even like,
Terminal and feels and works way better compared to any other
yeah,
shells out there. Um,
absolutely correct.
one thing I hate is that if you kind of do that, then why
Hmm,
not just like also change the PowerShell, right? I mean, if you right click the start menu, you can see that
hmm,
there is PowerShell, right?
yeah,
Why PowerShell? I mean, Windows Terminal is there,
yeah.
then why PowerShell, right? I mean, it feels weird because
Kind of, they're replacing CMD with PowerShell, maybe from 3 4 years. Like,
yes, absolutely, from Windows
they're
17.
correct. And like, at that time, their main focus was on PowerShell. But now, like, as Windows terminal is already there, like, they should move to terminal, like, Windows terminal.
Absolutely, absolutely, and the thing
PowerShell
is,
also,
default
yeah,
launches PowerShell, right? So I was
correct.
thinking, what if it is not able to launch like the Windows Terminal as administrator?
I
So
see.
I just tried it and it just opened it as administrator, right?
Okay, okay.
So just confirm that it is not the issue. Right? I mean, Microsoft
Hmm,
deliberately didn't do that.
hmm, hmm. Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah, like the Microsoft News absolutely looks same. I mean, it looks.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Correct. Apparently, there is a new section of widgets, right? So
Okay.
uh,
Do
let's
you
say
know
maybe
anything to show, like anything more?
uh no, like.
Windows Defender got a new logo. It seems like it is different.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
It is like having a different kind of feel to the logo, right? But other than
Okay.
that, Windows Defender itself is same. Like I mean,
Yeah.
it is
It's like
exactly same, right?
it's like the whole OS is same. Just skin is changed.
It is like skinned. Yeah, that is the exact term I think. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
skinned. And one more thing is that the new Edge is by default and pre-installed, right? I think yeah,
Right.
there's a thing, right? I mean, the other Edge
That
was
was
pre-installed, I think, right? I mean,
that was expected. Yeah.
um, like they were thinking, so talking like Edge won't be pre-installed anymore. It will be like installable kind of thing, right? If you remember,
Okay.
right?
Mm, okay.
They
Okay.
told like that, right? I mean, it won't be pre-installed. The Edge won't be pre-installed.
Yeah.
It can
Like
be
they
installed.
even like the thing is that they even told that Windows 10 will be the last version, right? So
Yes, absolutely. And there you
yeah,
go, right? I mean, yeah, bam, a new Windows.
correct.
So apart from the icon changes and other things, even the registry is there. I mean, who needs the registry
Hmm.
anymore because that thing is not respected anymore.
Yeah.
And I think everything looks actually the same, right?
Hmm.
And actually, there is only like the icon changes, right?
Right.
They have basically gone ahead and digged every icon and kind of changed it.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Um, okay, so like if anyone from Microsoft is like, I'm pretty sure if they won't be watching this video, but if they're watching,
Yeah.
there are some features which are being lacked in this operating system, and we are
Yeah.
really
Literally. Take some time, right? Like, don't just release the OS in rush. Like, take some time, implement stuff, and then release. Like,
please. And the thing is, some of the features which are absolutely useful for your home users, like Windows Remote Desktop, right? I mean, I used it a lot in the sense that
yeah, yeah.
I have a powerful PC in my, in my home. Then I can just use a
Hmm.
remote desktop to remotely
Yeah,
log into the PC. But
yeah.
now it's kind of limited to Windows Pro or higher.
Bro.
Right?
Yeah.
So it seems like they deliberately want home users to stick to not using remote desktop.
Hmm.
Right?
That is correct.
And some of the features which are amazing was stripped down from Windows, and the
Yes.
features which we actually want are also not there, right? I mean, having a download manager from default is absolutely, I think,
Correct.
a good idea to do. And I think
Right.
also having like Edge is absolutely good, right? Having the Winget pre-installed. I have
Yes. Yes.
checked if Winget is installed. I will like
Right.
check it once more again.
I think it won't be. Like,
Yeah, it is not, right? I mean, Win hyphen get, right?
yeah, even I can get. Right.
And okay, just taking some time to say it is command not available, and just you know checking if Winget is installed. Win hyphen get is not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Is
okay.
it?
I take suggestion back. That is absolutely good idea, right? I mean, if they're doing
That
that,
is really good. Wow.
yeah, I didn't expect that, right? I mean, Winget is
I
pre-installed.
also didn't like,
I didn't install 100%. I didn't go ahead and install it, right? I mean,
right, 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 right.
I think I last did was also Win hyphen get, right? I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I, I, I I remember like that only.
So yeah, so it is installed, right? I mean, uh,
Okay.
get list. Let's see if it can list.
Yeah.
Okay, it is doing some download stuff. Okay, just listed it. And it's okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it can actually get stored as this thing, right? I mean, I haven't used it yet, right? So this is my
Okay. Okay.
first. Um, it can also show up the normal apps.
Right.
What I have WinGuest tools is actually a not a store app, right?
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, um, like, can we uh, search the search Python or something? I think there is a Python in store, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like winget install Python 2, maybe Python 3, maybe in codes, right?
Yeah,
Should we put in codes? I don't think Windows cares about the case sensitivity, right? So,
yeah, it is not case sensitive.
oh yeah, I mean it is installing, right?
Perfect, perfect. It is really good.
That is amazing stuff from Microsoft.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, okay. So it hooked up the GUI. Oh yeah, like it is even installing the original version,
Mhm.
like from the website.
Oh, okay.
Like this is the version we see from the website, right? I mean, you download from the website, right? Python,
Mhm.
and you get this. It's like it is not the stored
Right,
version.
right, 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 right. That is
Yeah,
pretty good.
I mean, amazing. I mean, that is hats off, right? I mean,
Amazing,
they-
amazing.
that is absolutely amazing. So yeah, like I think this actually like made a like we changed this whole thing to a review at last. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, it's 30 minutes of review. Yeah, correct.
Review. Okay, so I think that should actually wrap up.
Yeah, that wraps up the first topic. I think
So
we can go
there's
to the
also
next topic.
widgets, right? I mean, there's also
Mhm.
widgets which
Mhm.
looks like glass, right? So just saying
Okay.
like this is
Yeah, yeah. Right, right, right. Correct, correct.
that is also a new feature that is added.
Yes. Right.
So I guess let's move on to the
Next
next.
topic. So apparently, so Apple is trying to implement privacy in Safari, and it is bundled with iCloud Plus subscription. So, like, if you have iCloud Plus subscription, you have this private relay of Apple, which kind of relays your internet traffic through at least two proxies. One is ingress proxy and one is egress proxy. So ingress proxy is of course handled by Apple, and egress proxy they have not told like who will be handling the egress proxy, but there will be some company which will be handling it. So apparently there are like two proxies, and your traffic will be going through them. So as long as they don't see or they don't provide your data to each other, your data is kind of safe. And why I believe in this stuff is because China has banned Apple from implementing this thing, this private relay thing in their China versions, right? So if Chinese government is afraid of something, you can like kind of assume that it is safe, safety, right? I mean, it is privacy increasing thing.
So I think everyone knows how a VPN tunnel works, right? I mean, it is end-to-end encrypted, right? To the
Yeah.
you can say the VPN provider, and after that, I
Yes.
guess it is decrypted, right?
Okay.
So Apple has basically implemented this to a point where they don't know what you're even browsing using, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so everything is encrypted, and even I'm pretty sure that they are not really uh, like if they want it, they can get that information, but
Mhm.
they're not doing it, right? I mean,
They're not doing it here.
and one thing I'm like with Apple is that Apple doesn't really profit from the data that,
Okay.
and all of their competitors does. So in theory, they don't have anything to really compete on, right? I mean,
Right. That is
they
correct.
can implement privacy, and only thing Apple has taken, which is bad for privacy,
Hmm.
actually having the data, basically signed off to China, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the only bad thing they have committed until now, I think, with the
Correct.
data
Correct.
privacy kind of thing.
Yes.
So I
That is.
think this is a good move, and
Yeah.
Chinese government, I guess, by default, kind of walking away
Won't
from
allow.
it means that uh, first of all, Chinese government doesn't want to have an encryption scheme and deal with the whole thing. I guess
Exactly.
deal with the
Yeah.
backdoor. So I think they are just first of all closing the whole thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
saying, yeah, no, like we don't want it. Or they'll be like, okay, let's discuss on a poll on this, but first of all, don't roll the update here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and we will discuss about it later, right? I mean, I don't know which one is the case. But I think like Apple has a good track record of being secure, right? I mean,
Yeah. Right.
normally it is like secure in the sense like they don't really sign up your data to
Mm.
parties. Um,
Right.
but
Generally they don't do it.
the thing is, yeah, like it is a company, like it takes
Mm.
this what profit, so you have to always keep an eye over things, right? I mean, don't just
Correct.
trust it for granted, right? So
Yeah. When it comes to manufacturing costs and child labors, like they are the one.
always you are the one who chooses, right? So kind of like there's always a choice.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you have to be aware that you shouldn't just say I'm an Apple fan and stay with Apple, right? If you
Exactly.
see Apple doing a mistake, just switch to some other platform. Let them know,
Correct.
like they did something wrong, right? So
Exactly.
that at least they can become correct. And if they are not becoming correct, you are not really, kind of
Right.
gone
Right.
with it.
Yes.
So okay, great. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Let's go to next topic.
Yeah. I think that wraps up the second topic. Third topic is about the database of EA, Electronic Arts, got hacked. And apparently, including the famous games such as FIFA 21 and the proprietary Frostbite game engine, which is used as a base for many other high-end games, was got leaked with 780 GB of other data. So, like, literally the source code of these things got leaked, right? So, I mean, apparently, you are at a tad bit of higher risk for hacking and those things. But if they have implemented, I mean, they have built these things the right way, then you are the player data is safe, but still, it's kind of a leap. So yeah, bro.
Okay.
Like,
So my take on this is like, the some proprietary software become open source, right? I mean, right? That is the whole idea,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And
So
that is really good. I mean, that is really good for open source community.
yeah, that is what I'm like thinking, right? Just screw everything up, like
Yeah,
just get the hell away with it. We can now have
correct.
open source games because now people
Exactly.
like, okay, this is how they have implemented this stuff. So let's also
Yeah,
implement this way because this looks really good, right? I mean,
yeah.
uh,
Even like,
potential
and,
for
and
hacking, right? I mean,
mhm,
if the source code everyone has seen it, right? I mean, in
mhm.
the sense like if I think they haven't released it, right? It is still with the hackers, right? I mean, they haven't.
Yeah, it is still with the hackers.
If they're going to release it, I mean, even if people are going to hack it, right?
Mhm.
I think people will come up with a better solution. I think what EA should do is
Mhm.
whatever the hackers have copied, backed up,
Mhm.
release it to
Mhm.
the public so that when they come
Correct.
up with a payload, to kind of break into the EA
Yeah,
network, already
yeah.
good people will find out and kind of
Right,
report to them. This is the
right,
bug, right?
right.
Um, so also, I think it will help. You know,
Yeah,
open
it will kind of correct. Absolutely correct.
some of the open source games, right? I mean, like that game Assault Cube, right?
Mhm. Right.
Assault Cube, like how light it is. Like
Oh,
it is like around 200 MBs, but
okay.
still looks like CS:GO level of graphics, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
So it feels like the open source games are really optimal compared to closed source, right? And
Right,
it
right,
also
right.
has higher FPS on GPUs, right? So
Okay.
yeah, that is something we should not talk. Like, open source
Mm-hmm.
games do work better, right?
Yeah. Right.
Hopefully, like someone will make a open source movement in game industry.
Mhm. Yeah. It is
Maybe,
really needed.
maybe not. I mean,
Yeah.
it is not the first time things are leaking, right? I mean,
Correct,
the
correct, correct,
tap has
correct.
been leaking for a long time, right? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely correct.
there is leaky pipes everywhere, right? I mean,
Right.
there are like breaches. Like I think, Gameloft had their data breached, I guess, few years back.
Oh, Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, like everyone gets their data breached, and like
Yeah. Right.
it is good that the player data is not out, because that is
Yeah.
personal data, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
compared to this, so it's good.
That is
But
essentially.
still, like they are one step closer, right? I mean, to the player data.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is just like one more protection just prevented them
Correct.
like entering
Correct.
into the. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this might be inside job, right? I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
might not
Yeah.
even have been like a hacker, rather
Yeah.
some person who put a backdoor into their systems from
Absolutely correct.
in the back of the firewall, right? I mean,
Absolutely correct.
those who have seen Mr. Robot will know that Elliot kind of hacked that. You can say that e-corp, right? And to
Mm.
hack the e-corp, there is no way to enter the firewall. Like there is absolutely no
I
way.
see.
So Elliot kind of used his privilege in the eco to go ahead in the
Mhm.
building and plant a like a device that is a Raspberry Pi,
Yeah.
which will kind of be the mole in the network, right? I mean,
Right. Right. Right.
so if you kind of like breach the firewall from behind the firewall is
Mhm.
breached, right? Normally.
Right.
So that is what he does, and I think that is how people does it, right? I mean, if they
Correct.
want to breach the firewall. So yeah, I
Correct.
mean, it should be an incentive. That is the only way I can.
Absolutely correct.
I mean, like
Yeah.
how secure the source code should be, right? It should be like
Exactly.
locked down, right? Literally locked down. Someone with higher
Absolutely.
level access should only have access to,
Mm-hmm.
the full source code. Like, the developers will only get the part of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Test it
Part
and
of
build it. So,
it. Right.
okay.
Yeah.
So what do you
Talking
think?
about data. Yeah. Yeah. But like talking about data, Samsung has implemented such a nice thing which kind of secures your data into a physically different hardware in your phone. So Samsung is calling it Knox Vault. What it actually does is, like, you have your traditional eMMC in one chip, and there's literally another chip for storing your personal data into that chip, and that is called as Knox Vault. So whenever you're trying to lock some data, the data literally travels from this chip to that chip, and that chip is apparently I don't know how it is encrypted or something, but that is first of all, that is temper proof. So like if someone is going for maybe voltage attacks or maybe glitch attacks or temperature attacks, so it detects it and kind of blocks the access to it. That's what I understood. uh, Other than that, Abhiram, like, what is your take on it?
Okay, so the whole thing is that this has been a you can say like a growing thing, right? I mean, India trusted platform and all those
Yeah.
things are basically doing the pretty much the same thing, right? Only with India trusted platform is that it is totally like vulnerable to a point where it is absolutely like a
Mm.
joke at this point, right? I mean, it is already like
Oh,
people have already exploited the operating system which runs in it,
yeah.
and we have even run untrusted code on top of it, the trusted platform.
Right.
It is like it is like RIP, right? I mean,
Yeah.
in the sense, but still they are using it. I mean, companies
Yeah.
are using it because it's the best Intel can offer at this point, right?
Correct.
But the thing is, with this particular thing, it is not really kind of like making the code work trusted, right? Like the trusted
Yeah.
platform module actually what it does is it takes your code and runs in a trusted environment, right? Where you
Right.
can be sure that there is no one going to attack your memory or anything, right? Like
Correct.
that is the whole idea. But here the idea is that the code is actually absolutely uh, different. I mean they're not even talking about code. They're talking only about data, right? And whichever data you send it to this chip to encrypt. And absolutely only this chip has the key, and this chip, right? I mean internally to that, it is stored. The key is stored. So as long as the chip is intact, your data can be decrypted, right?
Right.
It is like you can say like hardware encryption, but uh,
Yeah.
on steroids, you can say. Right? I mean, hardware
Right.
encryption in the sense you have to give the key to hardware decryptor, right? To decrypt. But here the key itself is doesn't even exit the chip. Like it's always there in the chip. It always, you know, works on the chip. Data comes in, it gets encrypted, saves to the flash. Encrypted data comes from the flash, gets decrypted,
Yeah,
it's the chip.
perfect.
So it is like seamless. And I think this is how the encryption should be implemented in phone.
Exactly.
Because
Absolutely.
it's like using the CPU to encrypt, the CPU is
Mm.
already a weak CPU, right? In your phones.
Yeah.
Using that CPU to encrypt is a bad thing. And if you're using hardware ASICs to encrypt, then the
Mm.
encryption should be, you know, like a default access, right? I mean, it should be as
Okay.
fast as accessing without an encryption, we can say, right?
Right. Right.
You get the idea, right? So it
Yeah.
feels like this is a good move, and as long as the chip doesn't have any attacks, right?
Yeah.
There is no way to update the chip, most probably. Like, there must be
Mm-hmm.
no way to update the firmware because that will actually be a attack vector, right? Like if there is
Yeah.
a
That's definitely a tech, right?
so they will most probably block every way, change the code, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Uh, or it might be even a circuit, right? I mean, it won't be even having a code, right, inside. Like, it might be
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
as
It could be totally hardware, literally hardware.
we don't have any insight about that, but
Yeah.
if it is a hardware, then we are screwed because if there is hardware vulnerabilities, in the sense, it is
Oh.
right. I mean, it is
Yeah.
told in the sense like the wall should be removed at it because
I
uh,
see.
it is absolutely breached, right? And there is no way an update can fix it.
Correct.
They have to issue new phones, and like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Samsung won't recall the phones just because some hardware vulnerability. Like Intel hasn't done it, right? I mean, with Spectre and Meltdown, and newer versions of Spectre and Meltdown are showing up. Like last
Oh yeah.
last month or so, there were
Mm.
new Spectre
Oh.
version of Spectre came up, right?
Oh man. Okay.
So I mean, like now the CPU is slower than
Yeah.
what
Even slower. Right.
I mean, where we will end, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like it basically made my i7 a potato, right? At this point.
Right.
Okay, so
Actually, like in our channel, you have done one comparison, right?
yes,
Of like before and after scenario with Spectre and Meltdown. So like if
absolutely,
anyone is interested, then like they can go and check out.
absolutely. That is amazing.
There is a significant performance drop. So,
So I guess we can go to the next topic, right?
yeah. The last topic is about Tim Cook. Apparently, they don't like they right. The Apple they don't want to talk about other companies. Like for them, other companies don't even exist. But apparently, Tim Cook was talking about Android recently, and what he said was correct. But let me explain, right? So, like what Tim Cook is saying is like iOS is more secure than Android in terms of malware and those attacks. The reason being, you cannot sideload the apps on iPhone like you can on Android with APKs. You cannot. I mean, also their App Store policies are strict compared to Android and Android's Play Store. So that's also a. I mean, those 2 points are valid. Like it's like this, right? There is two products on Amazon. One is having 5 reviews. One is having 5,000 reviews. The 5 reviews product is having 4.5 stars, and the 5,000 reviews product is having 4.2 stars. Like the other product is having lesser stars, but it is having more reviews, right? So like essentially, the other product which is having more reviews is good, even though the stars are less. So Android is that other product, and like if you're locking down the things and then telling that this is more secure because we have locked it down, that is not the right way, right? Linux is all open and open source, even though it is like more secure than anything else. So yeah, I mean,
Okay, so my take on this is basically like you can say um, my printer is more secure because it doesn't support apps, right?
Yeah. Windows S is more secure because it cannot install exes.
I have Nokia, like 6233, right? It is like secure because it doesn't support apps. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
This glass, right? This glass is more secure because it cannot install apps.
yeah, and it doesn't have a Wi-Fi antenna, so that is ultra secure. Right? I mean,
Yeah, that is also secure. Like no one can breach into this glass. Giant glass.
and unless your home is breached, right? I mean, someone comes to your home, right?
Yeah, yeah, right. Then
Right.
kind of it is right.
Yeah, I mean, like iPhones are also like if someone goes into your home, then iPhones are also breached, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
this is basically like if you don't support a feature,
Hmm.
it actually make you like superior, right? I mean,
Right.
in the sense like when you think about it, right? Uh,
Yeah.
like Android can install apps from external sources. This means
Correct.
that in theory you can actually make your own app and install it without any hurdle, right?
Right. 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 Well
So
said.
this means that you are in control of your phone and you have the ability to install whatever
Yeah.
program you want in your phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for Apple, it feels like they don't have the facility to, kind of
Right.
allow more app stores because they want to
Hmm.
be the monopoly. First of all. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the first thing
Correct.
they want. And the second thing is the bragging rights that there is no malware. But
Hmm.
like, have you seen any file managers? Like, right?
Oh, that's a disaster, right?
I mean, there is no file managers. I mean, if we start
Literally.
talking about what Apple lacks, we'll
Yeah.
be literally like having a list right now. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like it's like this, right? You remember those eras when Xender was a thing?
yes,
So like if I share you a 4 GB file or a video file on Xender and you want to see that in your VLC media player, you have to literally copy that file from Xender to VLC media players folder, and then you can play it. Like you cannot directly play that Xender file. So there is like instead of having 4 GB of data on your eMMC, you are now having 8 GB of data.
okay.
That,
So
that is
what
Apple
they
for you.
have basically done is they have protected the memory of each application to a
Right.
point where the operating system has only the ability to read
Mhm.
those. So
Correct.
literally, what the operating system has to do is to copy from Xender memory to VLC memory,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
from that basically okay. So first of all, that is like an ouch to NAND flash, like literal ouch, right? I mean,
Oh man.
that will kill the NAND flash. I mean, really fast, right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah. Yeah.
someone just has an iPhone, right? I mean, someone from India, like that is a common here, right? I mean, someone
Yeah.
who only has a phone, who uses a
Yeah.
phone for learning, who uses phone for everything, right?
Yeah.
Then that person will be doing online courses in phones and he'll be downloading some videos, playing it, and
Right.
this will wear the flash a lot. And
Mm.
I can
Absolutely.
actually see people with dead flashes, right? With
Correct.
iPhone.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Um, and one more thing is that, like, Apple has a lot of features which is not yet implemented, right?
Yeah.
And Apple needs a lot of features to be implemented, but
Yeah.
they are still not implementing because they either say it is a security risk because
Mm.
I don't know, like for example, like think about a small feature, right? Wouldn't it
Mm.
be nice if you can just plug in a hard disk to your iPhone, like,
Yeah. Absolutely.
which you can't
You
do,
can.
right? I mean,
You
it's not
can.
there's no way to do it.
Yeah.
Android phone, you just plug in OTG cable, hard disk, boom, right? And
Absolutely correct.
so some of the things like okay, now it is more secure because it is now no longer having an external device, right? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you can always say this argument, but the thing is, at
Yeah.
last, what Apple is that Apple just brags about whatever they can brag about, like
Correct.
you
Correct. Correct.
know, like even in Android, they just
Mm.
scream at you, right? When
Yeah.
you enable the unknown sources, this is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely not good idea, right? You should
Right.
absolutely not check it. and
Yes.
people normally doesn't even know that that thing exists, right? Normally
Yeah. Generally, they don't know.
they don't, and the people who know it only kind of access that, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
and like I can say I can safely say that 90% of people in the world with
Hmm.
Android
Hmm.
have that option unchecked.
Yeah. Absolutely correct.
So it is not even an argument. At that point, it is like iPhone, right? You can only
Right.
install from Play Store. That's the end of the story. Like it is
Right.
only way, right?
Right.
And I mean, like this is one thing I am afraid of. Like Google
Hmm.
shouldn't remove this feature, right? I mean, this
Oh, if
like
they remove, then yeah, I mean that's a sweet spot, right? No one will. I mean, 90% of the people won't even notice.
notice absolutely.
Yeah.
The developers will be the ones which kind of got penalized with this thing, right? And
I see.
with Apple, right?
Hmm.
One thing you have to do is you have to get everything blessed by Tim Cook, right? I mean, to get installed in your
Yeah. Yeah.
like you know.
Correct.
So something like if you just want to update your app which you have built, you can't
Hmm.
just click and just replace it. You have to have an active internet connection to get it blessed, right? I mean,
I see.
you can just be off grid for Android and you can build an app if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, even macOS supports any sources, right? I mean, in the sense
Okay.
you can just install a DMG there, right? I mean,
Hmm.
a lot of files give you a DMG, and like,
Yeah.
why are they not telling like, okay, Mac is very secure because it supports DMG or something, but Windows supports EXE, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like the DMG, the same issue is there. Like, if you
Yeah.
install
Literally.
DMG from a sketchy site, then absolutely your Mac is trashed. I mean, and
Correct.
if you
Correct.
install a exe from a sketchy site, also same situation.
Yeah.
And
Literally the same. Right.
I think the moral of the story is the user has more control in Android, and
Yes.
that control with the user is what makes the user vulnerable. But the thing is,
Right.
user is educated enough, then user can actually be, by the way, this is a opt-in feature, right? Rather than opt-out
Correct.
feature.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So by default, it is disabled. So any noobs won't even touch it, right?
Yeah.
But if person kind of finds the whole thing and sets up their phone. But Android do have so much security features which they have
Yeah.
implemented over the years, right? For example, file system access
Yeah.
is by default prevented, camera access is by default prevented.
Right.
Maybe like SMS access is kind of a sketchy thing. I mean, some of the
Hmm.
apps don't even launch without that.
Correct. Correct.
Uh,
Correct. Correct.
I mean, people should actually stop using SMS. I mean, for OTPs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Every app can read it. Like literally any app in your phone.
Yeah. Almost like 95% of the apps.
I mean, like, what if we send an email? Like, no one can read it. Like, no app
Yeah.
can read it, right?
Correct. Correct.
Like, like the fear builds up in me when I get
Hmm.
like OTP, right?
Yeah.
Truecaller says this is OTP. Then
Right.
some other app says, okay, you have received an OTP, right?
Yeah.
Like, if these all apps says I have received an OTP, right?
Right.
Then what apps are getting the OTP but not saying
Exactly.
it, right? I mean,
Yeah. That's a disaster, right?
this is a disaster. I mean, people like at least there should be some way to basically allow apps to access SMS, but
Yeah.
like a dummy way, right? I mean, something like allow the app, like tell the app you have full access to SMS, but the SMS is blank, or they
Yeah.
have some dummy messages there, right? I mean,
Correct.
or you
Correct.
can set some messages to be unreadable by apps,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
like some of the
That is correct. That is correct. With some flags and those things, right?
flags and those things. I mean, already
Yeah.
they have the screenshot thing, right? I mean, Android secure thing, right? I mean, when you take
Right.
the screenshot of apps which is having the secure flag enabled, you don't
Yeah.
have like you don't get the privilege to take the screenshots, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
is
like
correct.
it can do it, right? I mean,
Hmm.
just um, So anyway, Apple is totally out of their leagues to say this. I mean, like,
Right. Right.
and I think Apple should be ashamed of themselves because they have literally made the industry like this. I mean,
Correct.
people are putting everybody glue shirt in their phones, and now people are putting their notches. I mean, like literally, I don't know, like it is all futuristic and all, but absolutely
Mm.
anti-repair. And pairing
Mm.
every component is absolutely Apple idea, and everyone is now implementing it. And
Yeah.
a lot of things which actually Apple does, everyone does, including removal of headphone jack, which is absolutely not necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I mean, now there is more reason for the USB Type C port to fail, right? I mean, because it is
Oh,
being used more, right? I mean, for your headphones also you're using the Type C, right?
exactly.
You're
Right.
using Bluetooth, which is absolutely another disaster because we have already covered how much
Yeah.
vulnerable Bluetooth is.
Yeah.
So
Literally.
you shouldn't be using it in public. I mean, Bluetooth might be in the private, in your home you can use it. Then
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense, right? In the home only
Mm.
you find the wired, right? Normally,
Right.
while you are on the go, you want wireless. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But
That's the point.
at last, the thing is that wireless is wireless. It is easily hackable. I mean, when it is hackable, it is like exposed because the wires are
Mm.
literally there.
Correct.
Yeah. And the thing is, audiophiles still use wired. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah. Correct.
literally
Correct.
never went to wireless.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, right. Like wireless degrades the quality. So
Absolutely, it is compressed audio, right? I mean, compressed in the sense like, compression on top of compression. That is a
yeah.
shittiest thing, right? I mean, MP3,
Correct.
it is already compressed.
Already compressed. Yeah.
Then you have some codec on your Bluetooth,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
compresses it again. Like,
Yeah.
you know
Right.
how the compression on compression works. It is like, the compressed data is shit. The compression on compression becomes shittier.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
The thing is, people have already proven it by basically like, hacking into the earphones, like
Okay.
putting the, audio directly
Mm.
into a,
Mm.
a hi-fi system
Mm.
and taking the original audio and comparing it. And it was
Right.
different frequencies, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
that is absolutely, I guess, the thing, right? And thing is, when we talk about like good headphones, they will
Mm.
absolutely come with a headphone jack as an alternative. Like
Yes.
they will have Bluetooth as well as a wired way of connecting,
That's
right?
right.
Because they know that the Bluetooth is for casual use, while wired is for the when you want to be in a music, right, or something. When you want to experience something rich, when like
Right.
it's like a moment, right?
Yeah.
Personally, I hear the difference between both, and I think
Yeah. Yeah. I can also hear it. That is correct. I mean,
absolutely Bluetooth
even
is good.
yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
even my Nokia phone supports. Like if I buy a
Right.
Nokia phone from like raw cage,
Yeah.
like I'm not saying about the new Nokias, right? The raw cage
Yeah.
Nokias. They do support Bluetooth and they do support the modern headphones. I mean,
Okay.
how is that? Like they support headphones as well as Bluetooth from like
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah.
Removing a feature is absolutely the way Apple goes. Like
Exactly. Right.
and saying like and crying like, okay, we can't implement this because it is vulnerable.
Yeah. And
Oh, right. I mean, people who use Apple, I don't really, really say you shouldn't or something. Like, I mean, it's up to you, right, to choose which
yeah.
operating system you want. But the thing is, Apple is a benchmark, and they should kind of do it better. That is the only thing I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Right.
It is not like the Apple iPhone is worse, right? I mean, worse in the sense
Yeah.
like it's
It's good.
absolutely good. It's like
It's
good.
good.
It's absolutely good.
Yeah.
It's usable and it works. I have seen many
Right.
of people who just use iPhones because it is like it just works. That's it. Right?
Yeah. Exactly. It
It
just
has less features and they only need it.
correct.
For me, I can never live with iPhones because I want a terminal. I want stuff to be like copyable. I want to have like open a port when I want to open a port.
Exactly.
Right? And I want to see the IP addresses with a command and have apps run parallelly, maybe even have phone support, which actually like, doesn't even care about in their phones.
Right.
Really lot of things, and absolutely having Chromecast support and those kind of things is another thing.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
iPhone
Correct.
doesn't support. So
Absolutely correct.
I mean, for me, is a like the Android is the only way. Like Linux is
Yeah.
like the next
Right now,
thing
yeah,
for me.
Linux is the next. Absolutely correct.
For me, at least, I don't know
Yeah.
for
Yeah. For me also, like if the plasma mobile evolves correctly and faster, then I guess it's the way. Like
it's a
I
way.
better plasma mobile.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think this episode has been really long. How much it is? 1 hour.
It should be 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay, so it is not that long as the first episodes, but
Yeah.
longer than the previous ones and longer than what we anticipated.
Yeah. Right.
Mainly because of Windows review. I mean, like,
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
so
Okay. So yeah, bro. Like I think this wraps up this episode, right?
absolutely, yeah.
So I guess like, share, and subscribe. We are always there on Sunday 10 p.m. Now with 4K 30 FPS, but yeah, 4K. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah, enjoy the crisp quality. This time, like we'll be uploading it today or tomorrow. Like so, within 24 hours, it should be processed. And
Okay, anyone from Google is watching this? Yeah, like how much time do you want to process a photo video? Like like I thought this 7 hours is enough, right? I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like okay, so now we are giving you 2 days to process the thing.
exactly.
It better be processed, or we will be like, yeah, we can do nothing. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll be then uploading 1 week earlier, I guess.
correct.
We'll be like shifting the podcast schedule, right? I mean, record
Yeah,
the record the session 1 week ago.
yeah, yeah,
Publish.
exactly. Right.
Uh, so anyone
Sure.
like who has a 4K, monitors or TV, up the resolution to 4K, right? Uh,
Mhm.
and I guess we will see you every Saturday, no, not Saturday, Sunday, right?
So,
Sunday at
today
10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Um,
Yeah,
and if there is any kind of reason to change the schedule, we can also arrange it, right?
correct, correct.
So yeah, if you like the video, I guess please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any opinions, do share in the comment section below. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And I think that wraps up podcast 6.
yeah, right. Okay, so bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye bye.